Is the stock market a little crazy? Hi, my name is Gary Mishers. I'm the managing partner and chief investment officer of Silver Rain Value Partners. I also teach the value investing seminar at the FW Olin Graduate School of Business. So, a few recent events have made me think that maybe there is a little bit of craziness going around the stock market, and I'm going to give you three examples and let you decide. And please leave your comments below at the end of the video. So the first example is actually happening right now. In part, it's a company called Hertz. You probably are familiar with it. You might have rented the car from them. And what happened is the company went bankrupt. So normally, when a company goes bankrupt, you would expect its stock to decline, right? Yeah, makes sense because in bankruptcy, most of the time the equity investors receive roughly around zero, right? So okay, what actually happened is that retail speculators bid the stock up to higher, for a few days at least, higher than it was before the bankruptcy. So here's a company that said, hey, we have so much debt, so many obligations that we cannot afford to, service them. We can't pay our debts. And, they filed for bankruptcy and the stock ended up for a few days higher. Now it's lower now. Now, that's not all. So that was part A. Part B is, Hertz management, saw this and said, I don't know what they said, but I'm imagining, them getting together and saying, "Mwahaha, these fools don't understand what's going on. So what should we do? We should issue some stock." Now, have you ever heard of a company that's filed for bankruptcy issuing new stock? I've never heard of it in my 20 years experience, but hey, maybe it's happened before. I don't know. But anyway, I think that it's certainly an interesting way to take advantage of a crazy market, and it makes sense. They're trying to do their best, to raise capital. So I said, hey, if people like our stock now more in bankruptcy, hey, great, we'll sell them some more stock. Terrific. And actually, as we are speaking now, at this very moment, the stock has been halted because the SEC apparently is not, really, amused by a company issuing most likely worthless stock to unsuspecting victims. I mean, sorry, retail investors. My apologies. Okay. So that's the first example. And if that doesn't convince you to listen to the next two, I don't know what will. So the second example is there's a company. I'm not going to give you its name because I don't want to tempt you, the weaker among you, which I'm sure there are none, but just in case. There's a company that has a stock ticker symbol that's refers to the FANGs. And the FANGs, for those of you who don't know, refers to these high growth stocks that have been doing really well, Facebook, Amazon, and so forth, right? And what happened is this company, it's a small, I believe it's a Chinese company, had a few $100 million market cap. And in the span of a few hours, retail speculators bid up the stock by 10x. So that went from a few hundred million to a few billion market cap because they wanted to participate in the rally. And, what better way to participate in this rally than jump aboard some FANG-related ETF, which is, I think, what they must have thought this company was, but it wasn't. It was just a little company. So that's another example of a little crazy. If you're a professor and you still believe the efficient market hypothesis after that, again, please leave me a comment and leave your email. I would love to get to know you better and get to the bottom of this. And lastly, I would just end with the overall level of the market. I'm not. I'm a value investor. I don't know what the market it should be at. That an unforeseen disaster was going to happen to the economy, that profits would be down materially, that consumer demand would be down. And sure, it would start improving off of a very low level, but overall the levels would be much lower than last year. You would probably have guessed that the stock market valuation would be meaningfully lower. Much, up to debate, but somewhat lower. And instead, the markets are barely down as measured by the S&P 500 index year to date. Now, maybe there are offsets and so forth. Who knows? Maybe it's not crazy. But I think overall, I said a little crazy. I think it's all of these things combined, making believe that there's something a little crazy going on in the stock market. I'm not sure it is. And by the way, I've heard many people say, oh, though there's a rational explanation for this, there's a rational explanation for that. And sure, there is some way to explain it all away. But I think that, if I were you, I would just be very careful. If you're making new investments, just proceed with extreme caution, hold on to your wallet, and only make investments you're really sure, have a sufficient margin of safety. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, please hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.